feeling increasingly unhappy inside. Self-righteous things, thinking there are 510,000 taels of silver notes. I thought I could stand on the auction stage. Then we can stand on equal footing. Did you see the seating arrangement? Here, seating position determines status. It's about status. It's about the region. He slammed the table and shouted, "My Zhu family is sitting in the front row. You don't even have the right to sit with us. Only worthy of standing. It's embarrassing enough for you." Still embarrassed along with Ru Zhu. Speaking, turning to look at Liu Ruxu, ignoring her frosty expression, smilingly said, "Like snow. Let's go. Come to my Zhu family's location. Just in time, my mother also wants to meet you." She reached out her hand, attempting to pull Liu Ruxu. Fang Chen stood before her without leaving a trace, locked her dirty hands, wrote, "No need. My home loves to stand like snow." "Is it like snow?" Liu Ruxu smiled and nodded. She easily took Fang Chen's arm. This made Zhu Jiansheng narrow his eyes. He regarded Liu Ruxu as his own woman. "How can I allow other men to touch?" At this moment, the owner of the treasure pavilion happened to pass by. He shouted immediately, "Please, shopkeeper." I saw that it was the young master of the Zhu family, disciple of King Yin sect. The shopkeeper immediately bowed respectfully. "Zhugonzi, your esteemed presence graces us. My treasure pavilion shines brilliantly." Zhu Jiansheng straightened his back. "That today is the day to support your treasure pavilion. However, I don't like this person. Please ask him to leave." The shopkeeper turned to look at the person he was pointing at. Unintentionally, it's actually Fang Chen, Liu Ruxu's fiancée. He couldn't help but feel troubled. "That Zhugonzi, Miss Liu is the close friend of my family's young lady. Her fiancé. How can I hurry up?" "What? You still dare not leave, you useless person." This embarrassed Zhu Jiansheng greatly. Furious thunder rumbled. "He won't leave. Then I will leave. This. Please, shopkeeper, do not offend Zhu Jiansheng." He hurriedly clasped his hands together in salute. "Master Zhu, please wait a moment. I will go ask the young lady right away." Watching his hurried retreat, Zhu Jiansheng waited fiercely for Fang Chen. "Dog thing, open your eyes to new experiences. Experience the depths of the Zhu family's ambitions. You will know soon, in the face of the power of the Zhu family, how humble and pitiable you are." Liu Ruxu couldn't help but reveal a hint of, although Chen Xiling is her close friend, but she also bears the great responsibility of the Chen family's enterprise, the Zhu family's affluent lineage. Actually, she can easily offend others. Maybe not. She really knows how to drive Fang Chen away. Not long after. "Please don't worry too much, shopkeeper," quickly returned, just a bit strange in color, glanced at Fang Chen. He cupped his hands in salute to young Master Zhu, hesitating too. "The young lady has already spoken." Zhu Jiansheng carried his hands behind his back. He sneered. "Heard Fang Chen. Get lost." But who would have known? But the shopkeeper said, "Mrs. telling young Master Zhu to get lost." "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Zhu Jiansheng was stunned, pointed at himself in disbelief. "Let me roll. You must have misheard. No matter what she does, Chen Xiling won't like her. He's indeed the true heir of the Zhu family. Between her and a useless person, Chen Xiling actually favors the useless." However, what Zhu Jiansheng found even harder to accept was, "Please guide me, shopkeeper." "There is still," the young lady said. "Please let the Zhu family schedule be adjusted. Let young Master Fang and Miss Liu do it." "What? Zhu Jiansheng exclaimed in shock. How is this possible? The shopkeeper said helplessly. The young lady instructed personally. I dare not transmit this information recklessly. Come here. Organize the daily schedule of the Zhu family. Several personnel from the Treasure Pavilion. Step forward immediately. Please invite all the Zhu family members from the front row to come out. Zhang Yuxiu was utterly astonished. Please, shopkeeper. What happened? The shopkeeper sighed helplessly. He explained the reason behind the matter. Would you please clarify your request or provide more context? Are you asking for a translation of a story written in classical Chinese, or are you referring to something specific? Let me know so I can assist you better. Zhang Yuxiu hated Deng Ziyang Fang Chen. You are Fang Chen, the one who is competing with my son for women, relying on knowing Chen Xiling. Just wantonly oppress others. Okay, you remember this for me. Tomorrow is the day for the betrothal gifts. I want to see it with my own eyes. What bridal gift can you offer to win over our Zhu family? Speak. With a face full of shame, he brought the Zhu family members, standing in the last row. Fang Chen just shrugged. Under the envious gazes of the crowd, sat in the front row VIP seats. Chen Xiling witnessed the entire scene unfold. Could not help but shake my head. Each held several trays with red canopies. Stepped onto the stage. Her dazzling attire, beautiful features, a refreshing and distinctive demeanor makes its entrance. Let's quiet down the scene. Thank you all distinguished guests for attending today's auction. Due to the hurried organization, I apologize for the trouble caused to everyone. To express my apologies, Ling decided to take out the 9 precious treasures of the Chen family. Sell at cheap to everyone. It's still the highest bidder wins. Fang Chen couldn't help but grimace. I want to leverage the fame of the Yan Dan. By the way, sell some high-priced items. But said it as an apology. I have to say, Chen Xiling is very suitable for business. So, the distinguished guests below were anxious to bid yet remained silent. Before these lines that sound very comforting, can only endure the excitement. She couldn't help but admire Chen Xiling. Chen Xiling also noticed Fang Chen's gaze. Joy surged from the depths of my heart. Just as Fang Chen was examining carefully, a gentle sound echoed in my ears. You too? Is there something you're hiding from me? Fang Chen awkwardly averted her gaze. Da, I only admire her business talent. There is no other meaning. Liu Ruxu had a stern expression. Da, I have no doubts about you. I suspect Chen Ling. She seems to like you a bit too much. For Fang Chen, I'd rather drive the Zhu family out. What is Chen Xiling really after? Willing to go this far for Fang Chen? Fang Chen said nervously. I don't understand either. Liu Ruxu plotted while observing Fang Chen, unable to comprehend. I don't know what she likes about you either. Don't be fooled by her approachable demeanor. But when it comes to choosing a future husband, her standards are quite high. I like you so much. I really didn't expect it. Fang Chen's lips twitched. Why didn't I notice it before? She is so good at putting others down. You won't need to use a single curse word throughout the entire journey. As Chen Ling finishes her opening remarks, she decisively lifted the red cloth covering the first tray. A plant that can promote longevity has been revealed. It is rarely available on the market. Fang Chen finally witnessed what it meant to be a noble woman. It is only worth 100,000. Noble women flaunted their status. Ignoring the price has already exceeded the market's base price. Competing bids ultimately sold for a high price of 150,000. Chen Xiling couldn't stop smiling. Once again I cast a grateful glance at Fang Chen. If it weren't for Hai Yan Dan being in charge, I want to gather so many wealthy ladies to attend the auction. It is almost impossible. A common forest grass. It's even more impossible to sell it for the exorbitant price of 150,000. Immediately after, she showcased several rare items one after another. She is very smart. What is sold is not just the treasures that women need. For example, high-end blush, Danyao for skin whitening, etc. Also thoughtfully prepared for the elderly. But the treasure that children need. For example, the herbs that promote longevity. Xuan Ling Tian, promoting height through Linyi and others. The wealthy ladies are also very willing to foot the bill. The reason is simple. Silence the family. They spend money like dirt to win over Han Yan. Family members can only be speechless. So, when the eighth item was auctioned off, Chen Silin has already made a net profit of 500,000 taels of silver, equivalent to the Chen family's income for the past year. This made her extremely happy. This auction event, increasing the reputation of the Chen family without mentioning it. The amount of cash in hand is astronomical. But she also knows when to stop. Unveiled the lid of the ninth artifact. The bottle of Heian that all the wealthy women in the city flocked to. Chen Silin's eyes sparkled with wisdom. Dao, this bottle is still speaking. I won't say much more. Please let my mother explain to everyone. Liu Qingmin's transformation. Wearing a light pink long dress. Lu is a delicate beauty. Gesture simplicity. Surprisingly, I have become several years younger again. Like being in your 20s again. As soon as she appeared, leaving many wealthy women stunned. She is Mrs. Chen. Impossible, right? We saw each other the day before yesterday. She is not in this state. She is Liu Qingmin. You must be mistaken. Oh my! She is not just 10 years younger. As if it has become 20 years younger. Zhang Yuxiu exclaimed. Even having witnessed Liu Qingmin's transformation with my own eyes. She almost didn't recognize him. This made her heart race even more. Counted. No need for an introduction. 200,000 taels of silver. I bought it. Starting at 200,000. Wang Yingfeng was taken aback. She only prepared 300,000. If luck is on my side, maybe we can buy it. Grit your teeth. She approached it with a trial and error attitude. 3. As soon as the words fell, a voice filled with determination sounded. 400,000. She is the lady of the city lord. Her forceful bid. Looked at Liu Qingmin. Looking again at Yan Dan. Both eyes are filled with burning intensity. 500,000. An elderly woman from another big family. Wang Yifeng's eyes were wide open, dragging the pitiful 300,000 taels of silver in hand. Part full of bitterness. She underestimated the allure of Yan Dan. 1 million. Zhang Yuxiu shouted loudly, revealed a shocking price. Zhu Jiansheng beside me was dumbfounded. Urgent path. But you are crazy. 1 million. Even the Zhu family cannot bear this. Only for a single nurturing word. It's a total loss. Shut up. Zhang Yuxiu was blinded by rage. Looking around. Who else is there? 1 million is really too much. Even the city lord's wife pondered it over and over. Finally, unwilling to give up. She is still like this. The other noblewomen could easily imagine. Grinding one's teeth in silence. Letting go despite the pain. 1,100,000. Young Master Fang bids 1,100,000. But just at that moment, Fang Chen sitting in the front row, crossing one leg over the other. The gentle breeze lifted the sign. Anyway, this yellow soul pill belongs to her. No matter how much you shout the price, it's fine. At worst, there will be no competition. This elixir must return to her hands. When Zhu Jiansheng heard it was Fang Chen bidding, angrily said, "Do you have money? Shout here." Chen Ling frowned. Speaking on behalf of Fang Chen, "Does the guest have money? We will verify with the bidders afterward at our treasure pavilion." Disordered bidding. "We at Zhenbao Pavilion will not let this go. After all these years, I believe no one would dare to cause trouble at the treasure pavilion." The noblewomen's hands were all sweaty. Such a high-profile auction. Deliberately causing trouble. Afraid it's a long life of idleness. Chen Xiling continued. 1,100,000. Buzz. 1,200,000. Zhang Yuxiu blared at Fang Chen. Gritting his teeth, he said, 1,200,000. For the Zhu family, it was somewhat overwhelming. Need to sell some assets. It takes a lot to gather this much money. 1,300,000. Young Master Fang bids 1,300,000. Chen Xiling looked at the sign raised by Fang Chen, shouted excitedly. Zhang Yuxiu was furious. This guy is going against himself. He is determined to give up. Give Fang Chen a harsh lesson. It's hard to imagine Liu Qinmin's change. Once again, I made up my mind firmly. 1,400,000. You snatch again. Then I'll give it to you. Fang Chen pressed her lips together. The bidding has stopped. The wealth he possesses. It's just exactly 1,300,000. Zhu Jiansheng suddenly sat down on the ground. My vision went dark. 1,400,000. He never even dreamed of it. This elixir actually cost 1,400,000. This has already harmed the vitality of the Zhu family. 1 million is already the limit. The extra 400,000. It's a matter of life and death. And this 400,000. It was Fang Chen who maliciously raised the price. Chen Ling was filled with joy. Immediately settled with them. However, the auction is not over yet. Chen Xiling lifted the red cloth off the last collection item. A 3-foot wooden beam as thick as an arm was exposed. He was completely charred, leaving behind traces of thunder. Many people recognized him. Thunderstrike wood. This can also be considered a collection. A noblewoman raised a doubt. Thunderstrike wood. It is after the thunder strikes. Ashes from the burn. Has certain value. But it's not high. It's not rare in the market either. Look for a few more material shops. It can still be bought. Chen Xiling said. Esteemed guests. Silin placed it at the end. There is a reason for everything. This is what my grandfather witnessed with his own eyes. A towering tree reached the sky. Suddenly capture passing pedestrians. Draw their blood. A colorful thunderbolt descended from the sky. All that remains of him is this fragment, burned away. He is definitely different from ordinary lightning-struck wood. This thunderstruck wood is unwanted by anyone. I spent 100,000 while unmarried. At that moment, Liu Ruxu shouted unwillingly, the equation beside her, holding the sign of 100,000 taels of silver. A thread of golden light stared at the lightning-struck wood. She was somewhat in disbelief. Thunder-patterned spirit wood described in Tai Yi Soul technique. It really exists. The ladies were stunned. Surprisingly, there really is a big fool wanting to buy her. And the export is worth 100,000 taels of silver. It's just an ordinary lightning strike tree. Still too young. Chen Xiling is a businessman. Make up an unverifiable story. I just believed her words. Zhu Jiansheng immediately recognized it was Fang Chen, instantly infuriated. immediately opened his mouth to raise the price. The equation caused the Zhu family to pay an extra 400,000. She also has to pay the price for the equation. It was just a coincidence that she discovered. Feng Chen was also assessing himself. A hint of a smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Zhu Jianshen finally woke up. This scoundrel is trying to cheat the Zhu family's money again. Almost got fooled. She quickly shut her mouth, with arms still crossed over the chest, watching Fang Chen perform with a cold smile. Chen Xiling was stunned. I didn't expect the equation to be so respectful. So, inquired 3 times in a row. No one is willing to fight over this worthless piece of thunder gold wood. It was agreed at a price of 100,000 taels of silver. Did you perhaps see the extraordinary nature of this thunder wood? Chen Xiling couldn't help but curiously ask. In the distance, Zhu Jiansheng laughed. What is extraordinary? It's just that they didn't trap anyone. You became the scapegoat, didn't you? Ah, Wang Yingfeng also hummed in dissatisfaction. Something embarrassing. A broken piece of wood actually cost 100,000 taels of silver. This is outrageous. Liu Ruyan stared at Fang Cheng with indifferent eyes. The nouveau riche have taken over. Truly thinks of himself as a person who can spend money freely. Liu Ruxu secretly blamed herself. 100,000 taels. Just bought a piece of broken wood. She couldn't understand it no matter how hard she tried. Why did Fang Zheng buy it at a high price? On the stage, after Fang Chen took over Lei Jinlu, she nodded slightly and wrote, "She is indeed not an ordinary piece of wood, although it seems like nothing. In fact, but it hides good things." Having said that, silently wielding powerful soul energy, exploring the depths of Lei Jinmu, squeeze out the invisible strands of emerald green leaf droplets. She took a jade bottle, gathering bits by bits. After a moment, when there are no more emerald green leaves dripping, the jade bottle is already full, emitting a rich, deep fragrance. Liu Ruyan spoke delicately. He suddenly stood up, shocked even the spirits of the trees and grass. It is the essence of plants. Zhu Jian's body also recognized it, walked over quickly, with a look of surprise, truly a spirit of the grasses and trees. Some insightful noblewomen. At this moment, her eyes were filled with shock. Essence of flora. It is said that the grass and trees became gold. The essence accumulated over time. After the Chi-refinement mirror warriors swallowed it, can directly break through a boundary. It helps the radical practitioners to swallow. It also has a miraculous effect on greatly enhancing one's cultivation. Outside, there is a divine substance that is worth millions but hard to obtain. He surprisingly spent only 100,000 taels to obtain it. Such a bottle, enough for 4 people to break through. As soon as these words were spoken, the noblewomen's eyes sparkled. This young master, I am willing to offer 400,000 taels of silver. Just seek 1/3 of the essence of the grass and trees. Reached the 6th layer of Chi-refinement and above. No top-tier spiritual roots. Every breakthrough, all require astronomical amounts of resources. With just 400,000, one can break through a level. It's simply an unbeatable deal. A once-in-a-century spirit of grass and wood. Missed what was right in front of me. He gritted his teeth. Equation, give me that bottle. Our grudges between us are settled. Feng Zhen laughed. Written with a fountain pen. I still prefer that we have grudges between us. Liu Zhu Jiansheng was furious. He stomped his foot angrily. Would you wait for me? We'll see the truth tomorrow in the fart. Speak. Angrily, she flung her sleeves and left. But facing the purchase requests of the noble women, Fang Cheng politely declined. Let them leave with regret. You give a quarter to our Liu family. Wan Chen Xiling rolled her eyes. Even if she is an outsider, it is also known that the Liu family has not treated Fang Cheng well in recent years. They didn't treat her as a lifesaver at all, even the marriage promise that was once made. All changed midway. Now you have the nerve to talk about being a good person. Liu Ruxu was also a bit angry. Wang Yingfeng is really bullying people, isn't she? She frowned and said, "This is Xiao Chen's own money, acquired through one's own abilities. Why should it be given to the Liu family? Xiao Chen, don't pay attention to her." Liu Ryan was also humiliated by Wang Yingfeng, whispering, "Oh, what does she want her things for? My own cultivation. Indeed, a quarter of the value of grass and trees has been determined." Wrote with deep meaning. Aunt Wen is right. The Liu family has helped me over the past decade. A mere bit of gold from grass and trees. What are you reluctant to part with? Chen Xiling and Liu Ruxu were stamping their feet in frustration. The equation is too silly, right? How could they give away the golden grass so easily? It was clear that Wang Yingfeng intended to give Liu Ryan something to take. Liu Ruyan also didn't expect. Fang Cheng surprisingly agreed to give. Re-examining the equation, she pondered carefully. The qualifications are just a bit lower. It really is flawless. I don't know why. When did I start to dislike her again? Wang Yingfeng secretly compared. What good is 510,000 taels of silver? It's still under my control. Let you distinguish the gold among the grass and trees. Just like a good son, soon to be separated. Soon, Wang Yingfeng's expression stiffened. It can be seen that the equation did not give the quarter of the golden grass and trees to itself, but brought it in front of Liu Ruxu. He pinched open her cherry-like lips, poured the golden herbs directly into her mouth. "Hi hi, Kihai, Xiao Chen, what are you doing?" Unbeknownst to them, Liu Ruxu choked. Fang Cheng shrugged and wrote, "Your aunt said so. I want to repay the Liu family this quarter of the golden grass and trees. To you, the young lady of the Liu family. Isn't it taken for granted? All right. Stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and practice your cultivation. See if the effect is as rumored. Liu Ruxu has a lot to say. Unfortunately, after the golden essence of the plants enters the body, suddenly an incredibly strong spiritual energy erupted. Startled, Liu Ruxu quickly sat down to meditate, cooperating with the royal level advanced heart technique provided by the equation. But in the blink of an eye, just broke through to the fourth level of Chi refinement. However, this isn't over yet. Because her cultivation level was low, the medicine is too potent again. After a thorough investigation, once again a new level has been reached, the fifth level of Chi refinement, and with the last trace of the golden hair of the grass and trees. She achieved the perfection of the fifth level of Chi refinement. Just need to meditate for a few days. You can break through the sixth layer of Chi refinement. This scene, Liu Ryan was both surprised and envious. At that time, she broke through to the sixth level of Chi refinement, but it took a whole 6 months. But sister, just because the equation gives a hint of the golden essence of nature, has been achieved. A huge contrast. It made her feelings complicated. She looked at the equation, around the red lips, turned around and left. Wang Yingfeng was furious. Drunk. Equation, you humiliated my daughter like this. Tomorrow I will show you. Fang Cheng shrugged. While she hasn't left yet, another quarter bottle is poured out. Give it to Chen Xiling. This bottle is for you. Wang Yingfeng felt darkness closing in. Rather give it to outsiders. Not even giving it to his own daughter. This account. She remembered. Chen Xiling was taken aback. So precious. I can't have it. Fang Cheng smiled silently and nestled into her embrace. A silent smile crept across my heart. Who told you? Raven too. The most precious is the golden grass and trees inside. It's most precious. It's just the material itself. Witness the miraculous effects of the golden grass and trees. Where does Chen Xiling feel? She quickly declined. I really don't feel it. Liu Ruxu saw her pushing back and forth, approached with irritation. He pulled open her collar, inserted the golden grass and wood inside. You're welcome. After all, you never treated Zio Chen as an outsider. A play on words. It startled Chen Xiling. Hastily explained. Like snow. Listen to me. Things are not as you imagine. The reason I am polite to the equation. It is because she hesitated. Can't continue talking. No equation allowed. She wouldn't dare reveal the identity of Fang Chenghan. All right. Everyone is stuttering. What else is there to explain? Liu Ruxu glanced at her with a complicated expression. We have known each other for so many years. I still don't know what you're thinking. Do you like equations? No problem. However, she is my fiancée. You should hold back a little. I don't want to do it for a man. It caused our years of friendship to be lost. These words cut to the bone, made Chen Xiling blush like a steamed crab. Nervous speech is not smooth. You really misunderstood. I really didn't. She was about to cry. How can one explain themselves? It's hard to explain. Liu Ruxu poked her forehead. I already said. No need to argue. We are leaving. She linked her arm with Fang Cheng's, bidding farewell to the auction house without any regrets. Some things are better left unsaid, become a rift between both sides. It's better to say it honestly. Set boundaries in advance. With Chen Xiling's character, since she clearly informed me, do not want the equation to be disturbed. From then on, she knew what to do. Fang Cheng glanced back. Chen Xiling with a bitter smile, doubtfully asked, Well, Ed, you misunderstood completely. Liu Ruxu spoke decisively. No, she just likes you. All right. Intuition can tell the equation. There must be a misunderstanding. Return home. The equation took itself out as well. A quarter of the essence of flora. Spiritual power. Odd long after. She shook all over. Truly deserving of the title, the essence of plants. Successfully broke through to the 8th level of Kai training. Fang Jian showed joy. Unfortunately, the essence of the plants is only effective when taken once. Looking at the last piece left. A quarter of the essence of grass and trees. Fang Cheng held it in his arms. It was still new. The equation comes to mind. Today's supreme Kai cultivation liquid, not yet delivered to the Chen family. Moreover, tomorrow is the day for giving the betrothal gifts. There may not be time to send again. Thinking of this, she took a deep breath. Several days of premium Kai refinement liquid. All set. This business lasted until late at night. Looking at the more than 300 bottles of high-quality Kai refining liquid in my arms. Fang Zhang was panting heavily, dragging my weary body to the Chen family. So much. Chen Xilin was stunned. Fang Chengdao, I've been busy these past few days. Just won't come back. The money is. Wait until you sell this batch of premium Kai trading liquid. I'll give it to you again in time." He finished speaking and just left. Chen Silin silently felt grateful. 3 million taels of silver. He really can't take it out. Thanks to Feng Cheng trusting himself. Watching her leave, Chen Silin began to count the high-grade kite training liquid. And realm. She was suddenly shrouded by a dark cloud. Looking up, it startled her. Under the moonlight, a giant eagle swooped down. On the back of the sculpture, a man and a woman stood tall. Is the returning deputy master of the Tianji pavilion, Chen Zhengdao, and the daughter of the Qingyan sect's leader, Liu Qingxian. The two leaped down. Liu Qingxian hurriedly stepped forward. Assessing Chen Silin said, "You are the Chen family's precious daughter." Chen Silin looked very alert. "Chen," he said. "Who are you? How dare you trespass on my Chen family's grounds?" He faintly sensed. The cultivation of the two individuals is very powerful, especially that man. It made him feel a sense of suffocation. Chen Jingdao carried his hands behind his back. "Dao, I am the deputy leader of the Tianji pavilion. Chen Zhengdao, this is the daughter of the Qingyan sect's leader." Chen Silin was utterly shocked. Hastily bowed at the end. "Junior Chen Silin, greetings, esteemed seniors." He was terrified. At the same time, I felt incredibly anxious. I have no idea who these two important figures are. Why would I marry into the Lin Chen family? Liu Qingxian spoke urgently. "Dao, I heard you hosted an auction today, auctioning the final item. It is still Yan Dan. Is this true?" The news of Hugh and Yan Dan spread quickly. A short day. It spread to the surrounding cities. After learning this, the two rushed to the Chen family's house to investigate. Because Yuan Yan Dan is a third-grade spiritual pill. Is it only the 3-star soul masters? Only then can the elixir be successfully refined. A 3-star soul master appeared within the Qingyan sect. This matter is not trivial. Chen Silin felt relaxed upon hearing this. Since collaborating with Feng Cheng, he anticipated that forces would come looking for him. Inquire about the Soul Master matter. Therefore, I was already mentally prepared. Reporting back to Senior Liu. That's true. Upon hearing this, Liu Qingxian's unparalleled beauty, a touch of golden bloom. "Alchemist, have you seen?" Chen Silin responded fluently. "Da." He has been collaborating with the Chen family recently, refining high-quality artifacts. However, his appearance, age, name, and even gender, the younger generation wouldn't know. He draped a white robe to conceal his figure, although the younger generation is curious, but did not dare to ask. Hearing such a response, Liu Qingxian looked on with disappointment. He also plans to ask about the other person's appearance. Then find him. If one could become a third-grade soul master, please go to Qingyan sect. There is no doubt. The strength of Qingyan sect will surge in a short period. Chen Jingdao saw the top-quality refining tools on the table. Take out a bottle, opened it and showed it in front of the nose. Golden rays flickered in her eyes. Much better quality than the best found in the market. This is definitely not something a 2-star soul master could create. This person is indeed a 3-star soul master. Young lady, when will he come again? Chen Xiling calmly pointed to the table full of crafting tools. That senior said, "I won't be coming for a few days due to some matters. So I prepared a lot in advance. When will you come next time?" The younger generation does not dare to confirm. Classical Chinese. Chen Jingdao nodded slightly. "Thank you for the information. This object is for you." He casually handed over a powerful talisman, worth several tens of thousands of taels of silver. But he actually didn't fly far, but hidden within a dark cloud. Uncle Chen, Let's just leave it at that. That is a 3-star soul master, the master of the Tianji Pavilion. It seems he is also a 3-star soul master. Such a character, even if we don't use it for ourselves. The identity should be investigated thoroughly. How could you just leave like this? Liu Qingxian felt anxious deep inside. Chen Jingdao carries his hands on his back, overlooking Chen Xiling's every move. The eyes narrowed slightly. Who says we can just walk away? Am I not looking for him? Liu Qingxian was taken aback. Stop here. Will that soul master just jump out on their own? Chen Jingdao revealed a mysterious smile. Did you not notice? This little girl from the Chen family, when answering our questions, is it too smooth? Liu Qingxian reminisces. I also sensed something was off. Dao, it is indeed very smooth. It seems like the answer was prepared in advance. Chen Jingdao paused and said, I guess he is deliberately providing cover for this 3-star soul master. I want to find that soul master. Just follow him. Let's see what kind of people he will meet in the coming days. It's crystal clear. Chen Xiling nonchalantly collected the Kai back into her room. Palm face. Only then did Shikai show a look of fear, mostly watching me in the shadows. If I were to encounter Fang Chen right now, I will definitely find him. In that case, tomorrow is the day for Fang Chen to present the betrothal gift. I can't go. One day, it was just dawn. The Liu family got up early, because today, it is the day of Fang Chen's betrothal gifts. It is said that the Zhu family will likely come as well. At that time, both sides will compete openly. Whose betrothal gifts are fewer? Who is embarrassing? The Liu family members were very curious. How much betrothal gift can Fang Chen provide? Can Liu Ruxu ultimately be kept? Hurry up and finish the work. Let's go take a look too. Let's see who our new son-in-law is. No need to say more. Of course, it's young Master Zhu. He is a disciple of the Qingyan sect. The Zhu family is one of the top wealthy families. Not necessarily. I heard about it yesterday. Fang Chen only spent 100,000 taels of silver. I got several bottles of herbal essence. A bottle worth hundreds of thousands. Fang Chen's betrothal gifts will definitely be substantial. Who says it isn't? I can't help but feel a bit envious of the young lady, although I do not receive the master's affection. But she married into a family more glamorous than any young lady. You all say, does the second young lady have any regrets? After all, at first, Fang Chen intended to marry the second young lady. At this moment, Liu Ruyan walked out of the training ground, hearing the maids gossiping. Suddenly, his expression turned cold. Are you saying we don't have to work anymore? The maidservants scattered in a rush. His emotions remained unsettled for a long time, tightly gripping the sword hilt. Liu Ryan gently bites her silver teeth. I will regret it. What a joke. Fang Chen's betrothal gifts, no matter how precious, are not the most important. I don't care about that either. Not worth mentioning. Feeling frustrated, he passed by Wan Yingfeng's room. They could still hear the noise inside. Liu Zhenyan, it's all your fault. Why are you so useless? Why can't we earn a little more silver? Heiyan is right in front of us. I am too poor to afford it. I heard Zhang Yuxiu bought it back. After taking it, I became 20 years younger, together with his son. They all look like his sister now. Why am I so unfortunate? You were delayed by the Liu family. Liu Ruyan let out a faint sigh. It's been a whole night. Are you still bothering him? Since returning from the auction house, Wan Yingfeng was relentless. After learning about Zhang Yuxiu's changes, even more so, throwing a tantrum. In a heated dispute with Liu Zhenyan, it's really difficult for Dad. When I marry a high-status true love in the future, he must find a way to obtain a rejuvenation pill. Let Father compensate Mother. Mo died. A series of firecrackers went off all at once. Liu Ryan smiled softly. The bridal procession from the Zhu family has arrived. Although he is very clear, Hu Jiansheng almost violated his sister. Marrying her is like a sheep entering a tiger's den. But he doesn't want his sister to marry Fang Chen, because she married Fang Chen. If my sister isn't doing well, then that's it. If you live happily, doesn't that mean he was blind to the truth back then? Gava on Fang Chen. I hope young Master Zhu can win. Liu Ruyan quietly arrived at Fang Chen's room. Liu Ruxu arrived early in the morning. She lay silently in Fang Chen's arms, shedding tears. Xiao Chen, can we really be together? Despite initially marrying in place of her sister, she felt a bit wronged. Can spend some time together. She just realized, I have already fallen in love with this. After many years, my childhood friend has remained silent, except for Fang Chen. She doesn't want to marry anyone. Fang Chen gently patted her back. The promise I made to you. There are a few promises that haven't been fulfilled. I said so. We'll marry you. Then he will definitely marry you. No one can stop it. Words are spoken this way, but reality. Liu Ruxu's brows were always furrowed. After the last hasty encounter, the Zhu family must be better prepared this time. In the past few days, Fang Chen completely offended Wang Yingfen. She will naturally lean more towards the Zhu family. Xiao Chen, why don't you send a copy of the Classic of Grass and Trees to Aunt Wen? Let her cool off. Otherwise, I'm really worried she will suddenly make things difficult for you. Fang Chen shook his head. Have you never heard the story of Dong Guo Mister and the wolf? The wolf can never be satisfied. Gave her all the meat. She will want to eat the flesh on your body. Wan Yingfeng is the same. Gave her the spirit of the grass and trees. She will be satisfied. No, she will want the 510,000 taels of silver on me. I would want you to listen to my every word. I want you to marry into the Zhu family. Gain more benefits. Upon hearing these words, Liu Ruxu understood this principle. If we don't do it this way, Wang Yingfeng should start the wind. Liu Zhenyan can't stop me either. Don't worry. The betrothal gifts I prepared, Wang Yingfen will be satisfied, even if I slap her in the face a few times. She would also grit her teeth and say she was very satisfied. Liu Ruxu looked astonished. What bride price? That's so exaggerated. It doesn't look like Fang Chen is joking. She became even more curious. The sound of drums and gongs echoed. Liu Ruxu trembled slightly, hugging Fang Chen even tighter. It feels like I'm about to lose half. Fang Chen smiled ambiguously. Don't rush. After the wedding gifts are given, hug me however you want. Liu Ruxu felt both shy and angry. What time is it? Still making jokes like this? Cuddled in her arms for quite a while. Liu Ruxu took a deep breath. Struggling, I followed Fang Chen into the Liu family's living room. At this moment, Liu Zhenyan, Wang Yingfeng, Liu family members, Lu Zheng has arrived in the hall. Except for Liu Zhenyan's heartfelt wish for Fang Chen to win. The others may be reveling in their misfortune, or not to have expectations. Lu Zheng found an opportunity, became sarcastic in front of the entire clan. Fang Chen, I want to have psychological pressure. Anyway, you can't win. Originally, Fang Chen didn't want to pay attention to her. Lu Zheng kept rambling on. sneered. "The woman I can't have. In the end, you won't get anything either. Let me tell you, you should honestly admit defeat. This way I can still save some face. Otherwise, wait a moment. The betrothal gifts from the Zhu family will leave you feeling ashamed." "Shut up!" a voice of disdain echoed. Yet it is the ever-gentle Liu Ruxu. Discontentedly scolded Lu Zheng. "You are not putting in enough effort. Don't think Zio Chen is like that too. Zio Chen is 100 times stronger than you. What men fear the most is comparison, especially in front of the woman he admires." Lu Zheng said angrily, "How is Fang Chen stronger than me? He said he couldn't continue. Not long ago, in front of Deputy Sect Master Chen, he was effortlessly crushed by Fang Chen, like swatting a fly." So Lu Zheng changed his words again. "What did he give you? Why do you go to such lengths to protect him?" Liu Yuxu could no longer endure. He stood up and slapped Lu Zhen. Lu Zhen was feeling angry. "Okay, okay, okay. A woman even dared to lay hands on me. And don't blame me for being rude. If Liu Ru Yan takes action, she can only stand there and take the beating. After all, they are at the 9th level of Kai training. But Liu Ruxu is only at the 2nd level of Kai training. Dare to take action against oneself. All right. Wang Yingfeng has disliked Liu Ruxu for a long time. Just help Wang Yingfeng vent her anger." So he laughed angrily and punched his way up. But when the two meet in combat, Lu Zhen was shocked to discover, "My own spiritual power is actually not as strong as Liu Ruxu's." The other party slapped his hand away. He slapped him across the face again. He knocked him straight to the ground. Just now, the Liu family members were mocking Lu Zheng. Everything feels like seeing ghosts. Staring in shock at Liu Ruxu, Liu Ruxu expressionlessly withdrew her hand, glaring at Lu Zheng with disdain. "Now do you know what Zio Chen gave me?" The Liu family members were utterly shocked. He is Liu Ruxu. I didn't mistake you, did I? Isn't he at the 2nd level of Kai training? When did you become a Kai refining 5th layer master capable of defeating Lu Zheng? These are given to him by Fang Chen. No wonder. No wonder he is utterly devoted to Fang Chen. It turns out Fang Chen secretly gave him so many benefits. If I were Liu Ruxu, I would also be willing to marry Fang Chen." Liu Ruxu returned to Fang Chen's side. Spoke softly. "I hope I did it right." Fang Chen patted his head. "Taking up the pen, I write. Why bother arguing with a good-for-nothing dog?" Liu Ruxu said, "When the flies are noisy, it's time to pick up the fly swatter." A few taps and it fell silent. Lu Zheng on the ground, covering her burning face, unmatched hatred. "Fang Chen, you wait for me." Fang Chen looked over. It was written at the bottom of the table. "What do you plan to do with me?" Lu Da Tian Jiao with 9-grade spiritual roots, killing the heart. Misunderstanding of the 9-grade spiritual roots. It is a humiliation that Lu Zheng feels utterly ashamed of. Lu Zheng's eyes bulged with anger, chest heaving violently. Everything went dark in front of me. HMPH. Fang Chen, do you still see me in your eyes? Wang Yingfeng slammed the table and shouted angrily. She could no longer tolerate Fang Chen. Fang Chen sincerely wrote down a sentence. "Do you deserve it?" Just 3 words. Contemptuousness. Leaps off the page. The Liu family members were all frightened. How could they so openly humiliate Wang Yingfeng? Liu Ruxu's heart was about to jump out. Hastily pressed down her note. Whispered, "You are crazy." At this critical moment. Why provoke her? Liu Ru Yan's eyes glimmered coldly, staring fiercely at Fang Chen. This was already the second time Fang Chen had been disrespectful to her mother. "Fang Chen, if you become my Liu family's son-in-law today, then that's it. Thinking of you as one of my own." I bowed my head and apologized to my mother. "This matter is over. If it can't be done, I must duel with you to the death." Fang Chen also looked at Liu Ruyan. Without reservation, it was written, "Your mother is such a wicked and foolish woman. Why should I risk my life for her? Is she worthy?" Fang Chen is still humiliating Wan Yingfeng. The Liu family members were dumbfounded. Fang Chen scolded us with words we thought but dared not say. However, she was too impulsive. After all, they are still young people. I don't know how to endure. Liu Zhenyan felt overwhelmed. Hurriedly said, "Fang Chen." Shameful words. She gave Fang Chen a look. Let him endure for now. The marriage of Fang Chen and Liu Ruxu, but it's in Wan Yingfeng's grip, provoked Wan Yingfeng's anger. This marriage is definitely off. But it's too late to remind now. Wan Yingfeng was furious and jumped with rage. He grabbed the teacup, slammed hard onto the ground, smashed to bits. Boiling hot tea, jumping around the clan members. Sounds of pain echoed through the air. Fan fan. Wan Yingfeng gritted her teeth. The body trembles and screams. "If I let the two of you become one today, from now on, write the name backwards." The entire hall was silent. No one has ever seen it. Wan Yingfeng unexpectedly became so enraged. They looked toward Fan Chen. All showed expressions of regret. Liu Ruxu also had a pale, delicate face. The betrothal gifts don't need to be compared anymore. Zhu family will definitely win. Wang Yingfeng has even written his name backwards. Such vows were made publicly. She can't think of any reason. Wang Yingfeng was able to change her mind. Only Fang Chen remained carefree and untroubled, writing slowly and leisurely. "Don't worry, you will." Liu Zhenyan wondered if Fang Chen had gone crazy. Everyone has become like this. The incantations and vows have all been revealed. How could she slap her own face? Treat your own words as flatulence. Why is the mother-in-law so angry? Zhang Yuxiu led Zhu Jiansheng. Smiling brightly, she stepped into the hall. The servants behind him carried countless treasure chests. Inside, a dazzling array of jewels is displayed. The quantity is much greater than last time. Wan Yingfeng looked at Zhang Yuxiu. "I almost didn't recognize you." She wore a long purple robe, smooth and rosy skin. The hair is jet black. Standing together with Zhu Jiansheng. "It's really not a big deal how old you are. This is the effect of the Huanian pill." Others say she still holds onto a glimmer of hope. Everyone has exaggerated the remarks. Only now do I realize. The transformation of Zhang Yuxiu, even larger than the rumors suggest. She felt an overwhelming sense of despair. A pill of elixir can make you 20 years younger. For women, better than any elixir that enhances strength. Still attractive. Regrettable and hateful. Only that moment. She stood up with a complex expression to greet. To some small matters. Small matters. Hear her envious tone. Zhang Yuxiu was not without pride. In a great mood. "Mother-in-law, cheer up. Today is a day of great joy for your Liu family. Giving birth. Hurry up and come meet your future mother-in-law." Zhu Jiansheng quickly smiled. "Bin bin you lie dao. Zio Zhu Jiansheng. Greet the mother-in-law." Wang Yingfeng still couldn't lift her spirits. Forcing a smile, "Everyone, please take a seat. Sit down. Return to your seat." Wang Yingfeng was absent-minded, especially when glancing at the Liu family's members. Regardless of gender, all eyes are fixed on the brand new. the graceful Zhang Yuxiu was wearing. The mood is even more oppressive. Liu Zhenyan said calmly, "Madame Zhu, what bridal gifts did you all bring today?" Gazing at the dazzling array of gold, silver, and jewels. She was very worried about Fang Chen. Zhu Jiansheng took over the conversation. "Now, let me introduce Xiaoxu, Jinyin Zhubao, valued at 1,000,000 taels." For the Liu family gasped in shock. Wang Yingfeng, who was feeling downcast, also felt invigorated. 1,000,000 taels. This is an astronomical figure. If I had gotten this much silver earlier. Yesterday's sea salt Dan belongs to her. Zhu Jiansheng was very satisfied with their reaction, then continued to say, "Medium-grade artifact refinement as well. 20 bottles, worth 200,000 taels. Imperial-grade low-level skill. A book, valued at 300,000 taels. Inferior magical artifact, one fin, worth 500,000 taels." Hearing the final competition artifact, Liu Ryan couldn't sit still anymore. Exclaims, "Ritual tool. Unlike ordinary weapons, the sacred weapon is imbued with spiritual power. Using it can exponentially increase the power of swordsmanship. Items of this grade, only Qingyan sect has it, and its value is incredibly astonishing. He is a disciple of great merit. The rewards that can be obtained." She couldn't help but envy Liu Ruxu. "I actually received such a generous betrothal gift." Wang Yingfeng also had a face full of joy. "Add it all up, valued at 2,000,000 taels of silver. Good son-in-law, my home is like snow when it meets you. It is truly her blessing." Wang Yingfeng laughed so much that she couldn't close her mouth. Zhu Jian felt a sense of calm in the deep night. Things had happened. She turned her head to the side. Fang Chen with a calm expression, showing a provocative expression. "Equation, weren't you quite arrogant at the auction yesterday? Now, can you tone down that arrogance used in today's bride price? Let me see. Does your betrothal gift match your arrogance?" Fang Cheng slowly opened his eyes, writing a line of text slowly and deliberately. "This is it then." Liu family up and down, looking at these 4 characters. Unavoidably, the wicked, "What does it mean?" displeased with the dowry from the Zhu family. A bride price of 2,000,000 ha. For the first time since the dawn of creation, a lone boat sails into the city. Does the equation still look down on such a large dowry? In comparison, Liu Ruxu revealed a trace of sorrowful expression. "This is a bride price of 2,000,000. What can the equation be compared to? Even if all the golden grass and trees of yesterday were sold, it's just a little over 100 taels. Add the existing 510,000 taels from the equation. Not even 2,000,000 and more." Zhu Jian wanted to smile in the dead of night. That bottle of herbal gold, already used up, still barely qualified to compete with me. But now you have nothing. What do you have to compete with me? Lu Zheng finally found the opportunity for revenge. He mocked and ridiculed. "Zhugonzi, although this guy is mute, but the mouth is tougher than anyone else's. My face has been swollen from being beaten. The mouth spares no one. You can only hold Liu Ruxu in your arms. She would roll on the ground in pain." Wang Yingfeng's good mood immediately dissipated by a single line from the equation. "You don't even care about a 2,000,000 bride price. Fang Dashai, how much can you give?" Liu Zhenyan spoke with a heavy tone. "There's no need for a competition anymore. The equation has the help of the god of wealth. Can't gather so much silver. Keep competing. It will only embarrass the equation. All right. Since Master Zhu has sent the betrothal gifts, The marriage has been settled. There's no need to bring out the bride price for the marriage proposal. Asterisk pa asterisk. Wan Yingfeng slammed the table. Stop protecting this useless person for me. She was just jumping around everywhere. You forgot. Today I will see exactly how much she weighs. Yu Jiansheng also cupped his hands. Thou, father-in-law, no comparison. How do I know the importance my Zhu family places on Ruzu? We can't let outsiders think that. Is it my Zhu family taking advantage of others? Since the equation is competing with me for women, then we must determine who is superior. Divide it clearly. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Liu Zhenyan was about to say something. Feng Zheng raised his palm, picking up the pen to write. The words of young Master Xu. I completely agree. No comparison. Where does the gap come from? Said. She pulled out stack after stack of banknotes from her bosom. No exceptions. All are denominations of 10,000 taels. Unlike the last time when it was 511,000 taels. This silver note, so much that it's hard to breathe, white and bright, as if pointing with a finger, falling together casually. Count it. The equation's note broke the deadlock. Liu Zhenyan was the first to react. Hastily picked up the countless banknotes. Although not counted yet, but the number is definitely not just 2 million. She trembled her hand, counting them one by one. Later it was discovered that there were simply too many. Someone didn't show up. Liu Yan, what are you standing there for? Hurry up and help count together. Liu Ryan walked over in a daze. Help count together. My mind is blank. Not long after. She counted it all, said in a tone that even they weren't quite sure of. A total of 2,700,000 taels. What does this concept mean? The betrothal gifts exceeded what the Zhu family could afford. Still need to gather another 700,000 taels. The whole place was filled with despair. A pair of eyes, staring in shock at the 2,700,000 taels of silver. Liu Ru Yan looked at the calm-faced Feng Cheng. Look again at Liu Ruxu, who is full of surprise. My heart is filled with mixed emotions. In shock and speechless. Stammering, wanting to say something unpleasant. An exorbitant betrothal gift blocked her from saying a single word. Zhu Jianshen also stood frozen in place, unable to understand. Where did all this money come from? 2 days ago, she only has 510,000 taels. How would they know? There were 1,300,000 taels of silver before the equation. Yesterday, I sold a single item, received 1,400,000 again from the Zhu family. Accumulate it. Isn't it just 2,700,000 taels of silver? Feng Chen looked at Zhu Jiansheng with a smile that seemed more like a smirk. Zhugonzi, you Zhu family can still keep climbing higher. I'll wait for you. Where does the Zhu family still have money to keep investing? Yesterday I bought a star. It cost a total of 1,400,000. Sold off quite a few properties for this. This 2 million betrothal gift. It's all pieced together. Come again with 700,000. The Zhu family really can't take it out anymore. Zhu Jiansheng's teeth were grinding, clenching my fists tightly, glaring resentfully at the equation. The equation simply stated, does staring wide-eyed really help? If we could continue to offer betrothal gifts, then hurry up and add it. If there's no money left, then take these betrothal gifts. Roll as far as you can. Chain. Great humiliation. His life, Zhu Jiansheng. Never have I suffered such humiliation. Equation. You are being too unreasonable. Zhu Jiansheng shouted. Fang Zhen slowly stood up. Write a few lines coldly. Failed to take another man's wife. Don't let others bully you. You, Zhu family. Is shame written all over your face? You, Zhu Jian was furious. I wish I could go up and beat the equation to death. Unfortunately, this is in public. Liu Zhenyan is again shielding Fang Chen. He couldn't do anything about it. Zhang Yuxiu was also quite angered. It was believed that the Zhu family had the victory in hand. Who would have thought? To be easily stepped on by a small person living under someone else's roof, not as good as others. He had nothing to say. She snorted with a cold expression. Shen let's go. However, just when everyone thought the dust had settled, Wang Yingfeng stared at Feng Cheng with a face full of resentment. Drinking to the bottom. The surname is Fang. What are you so proud of? Who told you? You won. The members of the Liu family looked over in surprise. Is there even a need to compare? 2.7 million taels of silver in profit. With a bride price discounted by 2 million. Even a fool knows whose betrothal gift is greater. Liu Zhenyan was furious. Lol Wan Yingfeng, don't mess around. Since Xiao Chen's betrothal gifts are more, it's Xiao Chen who wins. Wang Yingfeng suddenly pushed him away. Roared, get lost. This marriage will be decided by me. Liu Zhenyan's face turned pale, then flushed. The might of the family head. Shouted at by him, it all vanished. Wang Yingfeng glared at Fang Cheng with resentment. Don't say I'm being unreasonable. My original words. Do you remember? It seemed as if the equation had anticipated everything. Take out a pre-written note. The dowry that satisfies you. Wang Yingfeng was slightly taken aback. Fang Cheng already knew he would write about this. But it doesn't matter. Today the sky has fallen. No one should think he will agree to this marriage. Just remember, Wang Yingfeng snorted, although your betrothal gifts are more. But I prefer young Master Zhu's betrothal gifts. This doesn't count as breaking the original promise? Right. Everyone's expressions changed dramatically. Several tribesmen immediately advised. Madame, don't be confused. The equation amounts to 2.7 million taels. Not just that. Fang Cheng is one of our own from the Liu family. We don't need to return his betrothal gifts. Gave us. It's just from our Liu family. However, the betrothal gifts from the Zhu family. Everyone be quiet. Wang Yingfeng shouted loudly. I don't care about the Liu family or not. I just want to break up Fang Cheng and Liu Ruxu now. I want them to never be united for eternity. And he pointed at the nose of the equation. He drank. I am not satisfied with your betrothal gift. So get out of the Liu family. Now, immediately, soon. Fang Cheng smiled without speaking. Take the silver note in front of you. Push everything away. Take out another note that had already been written. My bride price. There is one more thing. You will be satisfied. Ah! Wang Yingfeng laughed heartily at the sky. Equation, oh equation, what do you take me for? We've come this far. Am I going to slap myself? From my bosom. Slowly took out a jade bottle. It is filled with nothing else. Exactly. Haitian Dan. Once this Dan is released, the entire Liu family was in an uproar. How Yan Dan? It is still Yan Dan. Oh my God. It turns out it's the second Yandan. The true dowry of the equation. It turns out to be a genuine Huan Yan Dan. What? Zhu Jianshan gasped in shock. The smile on her face hadn't fully formed yet. Then it immediately collapsed. What replaced it was a deep shock. He witnessed it with his own eyes. How alluring a Huanian pill is! Last time, many wealthy ladies were not well prepared. regretting deeply for not competing in the presentation. If there's another one, the value will exceed 1.4 million. Liu Ryan couldn't believe her 5 ruby red lips. She fantasizes about marrying a powerful soulmate in the future, the betrothal gifts that may be coming. The equation was surprisingly easy to derive. Liu Zhenyan was taken aback for a moment, shocked beyond belief. This, Dan, the equation actually has a solution. At this moment, no one questioned where Yan Dan came from. All attention was focused on Huan Yan Dan and Wang Yingfeng. Yesterday, Wang Yingfeng was unable to capture Hai Yandan, but it caused chaos in the Liu family. Now a true Huanian pill is placed before us. I don't know what he will do. It's unreasonable to continue. We need to separate the equation and Liu Ruxu, still treating what I said as nonsense. Wang Yingfeng was also stunned, gazing at this still elixir, eyes filled with disbelief. This is the coveted Haiyan Dan, looking at Fang Cheng's seemingly smiling face. He recalled his words of unwavering resolve. Unable to make up my mind for a moment, Fang Cheng chuckled. Since you don't want it, then I'll take it to the auction. Saying this, he stuffed Huan Yandan into his embrace. Wait a moment. Wang Yingfeng became anxious, especially seeing Zhang Yuxiu's youthful appearance. Unable to resist the temptation any longer, let the slap be a slap. It's just a matter of turning against each other afterward. You are quite ruthless. Your bride price. I am satisfied. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone felt like they were dreaming. The equation humiliates Wang Yingfeng. Flaws must be reported just like him. In the end, it turned out just as the equation described. Agreed to the marriage contract, Wang Yingfeng said. Suddenly felt a burning sensation on my face. Spoke fiercely. Can you give it to me now? Fang Zhang took out a prepared contract. Place it in front of him. At the same time, take out a piece of paper. Your empty promises. It's similar to farting. It's better to sign a contract. You. Wang Yingfeng was humiliated once again. I am furious. He wanted to regret it afterwards, unexpectedly seen through by the equation, and mocked it again. But in order to repay Yan Dan, he could only hold back his anger, signing the contract. With the contract in hand, the marriage of Fang Cheng and Liu Ruzu. Only then can it be considered official, even if he wants to stop it afterwards. There is this contract personally signed by him. You're not qualified to interfere. Can you give it to me now? Wang Yingfeng glared at Hanny and Dan. The gaze was so intense. Liu Zhenyan finally put down the stone that had been weighing on his heart. A smile of relief appeared on his face. Seeing Wang Yingfeng's anxious expression, Xiao Dao, Xiao Chen, give it to him. Your mother-in-law can't wait to become young again. Feng Chen nodded. Zai Dao, of course, since it is given to you as a betrothal gift. How to deal with it? You make your own decisions. However, let me be clear from the start. This token will be given to you in exchange for money. Please make sure to verify thoroughly. Do not wait until you have it in hand. But it says it's fake. Liu Zhenyan really wanted to say, who would be so despicable, but glanced at Wang Yingfeng. Yet, I feel that the worries about the equation are indeed not unnecessary. Okay, I'm here to check it. He stepped forward. Staring at the equation, he opened the bottle bag. A rich fragrance of Dan wafted towards me. Father-in-law, take a good look. The equation was written, and aimed the bottle mouth at him. Liu Zhenyan nodded, bent down to take a closer look. Suddenly, a surge of power suddenly emanated from the palm of Fang Chen. Return the jade bottle that was given to me. neither biased nor skillful, fell into Liu Zhengyan's mouth and rolled down the throat with a gurgling sound. Hi hi hi. Liu Zhengyan coughed a few times, choking. Fa Mendel, how Yan Dan was eaten by me. A scene of extreme food flavor. The entire Liu family was in an uproar. Wan Qingfeng never even dreamed. Couldn't help but scream. My last words. Spit it out. Dead thin. Spit it out already. Liu Zhengyan also panicked. Hurry and tried to spit it out. But the effect of Dan Yan Dan is extremely fast. Fell into the stomach and melted into juice. Invade his flesh and blood. Immediately after that, amidst waves of astonishment, Liu Zhengyan weathered by the years. An unbelievable change has occurred. His dark hair, visible darkness, the wrinkles on her face quickly smoothed out, spots scattered around, disappearing swiftly. Even the slightly curved waist of the hook. Everything has become quite upright again. In the blink of an eye, he is a middle-aged man. He became a young man in his 30s. If only I could change into some younger, trendier clothes. Looks like they are just in their 20s. This is the effect of the premium Han Yan Dan. The effect is twice as good as the inferior one. It made him feel 20 years younger. I have become younger. Liu Zhengyan couldn't believe it. Looking at my own appearance, as if in a dream. It felt like witnessing 30 years ago, when I just took over the Liu family, the appearance of one's own grace and charm. Watching Wang Yingfeng undergo such a drastic change in middle age, let out a heart-wrenching scream. This is mine. It's still my turn to speak. Liu Zhengyan finally regained his senses, looking completely at a loss. Madame Dao, I don't know what's going on either. I didn't eat it on purpose. Wan Yingfeng understood. His eyes shimmered with overwhelming hatred. It was just the equation that erupted like thunder. It's you. You did it on purpose for Liu Zhengyan. Is it? Is it? Fang Cheng quietly looked at him. There is nothing to hide. That's right. Compared to your pampered life, Uncle Liu needs this medicine even more. He never thought about it. We must return this precious Huan Yan Dan. By any Wan Jingfeng. The plan is to obtain the contract. Just let Liu Zhengyan take the medicine. Wan Yingfeng shouted in frustration. You lied to me. Fang Zhen shook his head. Wrote, this is the bride price. It's for the Liu family. Anyone can take it. Wan Yingfeng has gone crazy. So angry. He shouted, kill him for me. Beat him to death. However, the Liu family remained indifferent. The clansmen still have a scale in their hearts. They also feel. This single word is more suitable for Liu Zhengyan, who has worked hard for decades, discovering the helplessness of the tribe members. Wang Yingfeng was even angrier, howled with laughter. Liu Ryan, where have you been? Mother was deceived. Can't you see? Kill the equation right away. Hurry up. Liu Ruyan stood in place. It didn't move. He just glanced at the equation in frustration. Sidewalk? Let me help you back to rest. No matter what. In the end, the equation still gave this word back to his father. Father, who has worked hard for many years, has become so young. He is genuinely comforted and excited. So, he didn't think he made a mistake with the equation. Just my own mother. I can't accept it right now. Even you have betrayed me. I don't want to live anymore. Wang Yingfeng plopped down on the ground, staring at the legs, cursing constantly with harsh words. Suddenly, it was a shrew shouting in the street. Liu Zhengyan and Liu Ryan looked embarrassed, helpless towards this relative. The clanspeople shook their heads in disbelief. Liu Ruxu then took Fang Cheng's arm. Da, Everyone, everyone has dispersed. The matter is settled. However, at that moment, a paper crane surprisingly flew over, fell into Zhu Jian's hands. A sect transmission. He quickly tore it open upon seeing the content. At first, the expression was very serious, immediately revealed a teasing smile. Who told you it was over? Liu family. You are facing the disaster of your clan's annihilation, the calamity of extermination. The lively Liu family was taken aback. Liu Zhenyan's expression darkened. Zhuganzi, please be cautious with your words. The Liu family has always followed the rules. What brings the calamity of exterminating the clan? Zhu Jian Shen burst into hearty laughter. The gaze is among the Liu family members. The group searched all around. It froze on Lu Zheng. Why don't you ask Lu Zheng? Did you sell it to the blood-floating palace? The search for the soil of the lonely boat city. What? The Liu family was taken aback. Blood palace. The evil force lurking within the Qingyan sect. The Qingyan sect's repeated encirclements ended in failure. Swallow the harshness. No one is allowed to associate with any forces interacting with the blood-floating palace. Otherwise, a single step could lead to a conspiracy in the blood-soaked palace. If violated, the law of extermination of clans. Liu Zhenyan felt a heavy burden on his heart. A hand pulled Lu Zheng out of the crowd. Drink it all. Tell him, did you collude with the blood-floating palace? At this moment, Fang Chen and Liu Ruxu exchanged a glance. Both felt a sudden jolt in their hearts. That day, Liu Ruxu encountered 3 members of the Zufu palace who attempted to kidnap her on the mountain. They said before, it was Lu Zheng who owed them money. Visible. Lu Zheng has a connection with Zhu Fubong. Lu Zheng lying on the ground. Where is the boldness from before? At this moment, my face is covered in cold sweat. Shook their head. Not available. Not available. This is a rumor. Zhu Jiansheng smiled coldly. The people of Qingyan sect surrounded a branch of the blood-floating palace. Caught a group of members. They have just given you up. They also took out the house hunting soil you gave them. All physical evidence is present. Evasive arguments are of no use. Wang Yingfeng got up from the ground. The advocate defended the case. This is impossible. I will definitely be a person of great success in the future. Frantically explained. With my mother. I was forced to do this too. I accidentally owe them money. They said if I don't return it, just kill me. I just heard their instructions. Stole the soil from the house search and handed it to them. Just save me. Just save me. The Liu family gasped in awe. It's actually true. Liu Zhenyan felt a darkness cloud his vision. Liang Qiang almost fell. Fortunately, Liu Ruxu stepped forward. Help him support himself. Lu Zhen, you beast. How dare you collude with the blood-floating palace? Also selling the land for housing in Dazhu City. Searching for a house. That is the core secret of the officials and soldiers patrolling and defending Guzhu City. If obtained by the Blood Palace, they infiltrated Guzhu City, and wreaking havoc would be a piece of cake. Wang Yingfeng was scared. Even women. She knows what searching for housing means. Lu Zheng has committed more than just a minor mistake, but it is the great sin of mud. He shivered and pushed Lu Zheng away, silently retreating. It was as if they regarded Lu Zheng as a flood or a venomous creature. Where else would I dare to speak another word in defense? Zhu Jiansheng smiled ambiguously. Qingyan sect entrusted me with this matter. In my opinion, this matter can be serious or trivial. Please show mercy. Then it can be treated as if nothing happened. If I were to conduct a strict investigation, None of you from the Liu family can escape. He can't get the money." He reached out his finger to point at Liu Ruxu's chin, jokingly said, "What do I want? You all understand, right? Tonight, Liu Ruxu must come and serve me well. The more comfortable you make me feel, the happier I become. Kai is more likely to spare the Liu family. Otherwise, unexpectedly, a teacup was thrown over, hit on Zhu Jiansheng's arm. Zhu Jiansheng retracted his hand in pain, angrily glancing at Fang Cheng, who made the move. "Yin Han Dao, I will tell you, you can't escape either. The equation not only does not slow down. Who gave you the right to destroy the entire Liu family? Lu Zheng's journey. What happened to the Guan family?" At this moment, the Liu family members finally reacted from their shock. Liu Ryan also suddenly woke up. "Zhang Jian, He Dao, Zhu Jianshen, exterminate the Liu family. Should I be counted in as well? Don't forget, I am the designated true disciple of the Qingyan sect. In the future, my status will be much higher than yours. Today, Zhu Jiansheng dares to use public resources for personal gain. Annihilated the Liu family. The next day, Liu Ryan must evaluate the Zhu family. Liu Zhengyan also came to his senses. Busy road. Yes, yes, yes. Every grievance has its source, every debt has its owner. Lu Zheng colludes with the blood-floating palace. Just find Lu Zheng. Why should my Liu family be implicated? Continuous rhetorical questions. This really puts Zhu Jiansheng in a difficult position. He gritted his teeth, arguing irrationally. Lu Zhen was raised by your Liu family. He committed a crime. Your Liu family cannot escape blame. Fang Cheng picked up his pen and wrote, "According to what you said, your Zhu family still wants to marry into the Liu family. Do you also intend to rebel? Let's just wipe them out together." Everyone's eyes lit up. I have to admit, Fang Chen may be mute, yet always able to hit the nail on the head with a single word. Liu Zhengyan then announced on the spot. From now on, Lu Zheng was expelled from the Liu family. He had no further contact with the Liu family from then on. However, and just save me. Give me another chance. Lu Zheng was pale with fear, cried out with tears streaming down. Once driven out, waiting for him ends in execution. Wan Yingfeng felt a pang of guilt. After all, he is my own nephew. He said to Liu Zhenyan, "Husband, simply marry Ru Zhu to young Master Zhu, to have the best of both worlds. Isn't it good?" And respond to him. It's a solid slap. Liu Zhenyan slapped him across the face in a fit of rage. Roared, "What time is it? Still want to protect your nephew. Still want to use my daughter's happiness. Change her miserable life. You did it for Lu Zheng. It's one thing to reduce the resources of the Liu family. It's one thing to tolerate his tyrannical behavior in the manner. Pay off the debt he owes to the Qin family head. Let Fang Chen repay it with nonsense. Now he has done something outrageous. The disaster that led to the downfall of the Liu family. You still want to protect him. Does it have to be the destruction of my Liu family? You won't give up until then. You get lost too. The Liu family has you here. Sooner or later, we will perish." Wang Yingfen was constantly shrinking back in fear. Spending decades together, this is the first time Liu Zhengyan has lost his temper at him like this. The Liu family members all showed expressions of relief. It should be a harsh lesson for Wang Yingfeng this time. This woman relies on Liu Zhengyan's generosity, always maintaining a strong stance. The domineering interference in the Liu family's affairs. Now he has brought a disaster that will annihilate the clan. still unwilling to repent. Liu Zhengyan's anger was hard to quell. "Bird, break that bastard Lu Zheng's legs from me. Throw it on the street." Several servants bullied by Lu Zheng immediately hold on to Lu Zheng, viciously broke his legs. Lu Zheng cried out in pain. Then, disregarding his pleas, threw it out. Liu Zhengyan then coldly looked at Zhu Jiansheng, colluding with the blood-floating palace. "The Liu family has already taught you a lesson. Next, if you want to abandon him, then abandon him. If you want to execute me, then do it. It has nothing to do with our Liu family." Zhu Jiansheng's pressure did not succeed. Instead, it's difficult to take advantage of a tiger. He felt an unusual heaviness in his heart. "It's no longer a matter of whether I can win over Liu Ruxu. It's a matter of releasing a breath. Last emperor." He looked back at the content on the paper crane. "Look, couldn't help but let out a smile. You celebrated too early. The sect's communication." He also reminded me of one thing. Zhu Jiansheng smiled gently. "The Qingyan sect has commanded me. Summon the masters from each family in Gazhu City. Eliminate the remaining forces of the blood-floating palace nearby." How many heads from the blood-floating palace does each family have to contribute? "I have the final say." Liu Zhengyan frowned. "Most people in the blood palace are brutal, and their strength is quite formidable. Most are above the 7th level of weapon forging, guardian level, reaching the 9th level of weapon forging, and the branch sect master is a master of staying aggressive. The government has repeatedly besieged Zufu Palace. All suffered heavy losses. If too many people are assigned to the Liu family, then what happened?" Zhu Jiansheng shook his finger at the crane. "If you refuse, I am very sorry. The leadership of the subsect will be handed over to your Liu family." "What?" Liu Zhengyan's expression changed dramatically. "Thus, it is to publicly announce private matters." Zhu Jiansheng shrugged nonchalantly, unwilling to accept. "You can go to Qingyan sect and tell them from me. But the task cannot be completed in 10 days. The Liu family is just waiting for the whole family to rush to the palace. Let's throw you into prison." Liu Zhengyan's expression changed drastically. "Therefore, it is to make public what is private." Zhu Jiansheng shrugged nonchalantly. Discontent. "You can go to Qingyan sect and tell them from me. But unable to complete the task within 10 days. The Liu family is just waiting for the whole family to rush to the palace. Let's throw him into prison. Everyone is well aware. This is not a falsehood. Once the assigned task is not completed, Qingyan sect will indeed impose severe punishments. Just let the Liu family go to eliminate the blood-floating palace branch leader. Isn't this a joke? The strongest of the Liu family. It's just Liu Zhengyan. Assist level 1, that division's forum host. It is said that he is a master of the second layer of assistance. Moreover, the opponent is inherently vicious. Liu Zhengyan could never be a rival. Choose." Zhu Jiansheng was fine-tuning the following path. At this moment, Fang Cheng lifted a piece of paper. "Uncle, the division's leader entrusted it to me. 10 days. He is confident about advancing to the assistant level. As soon as I get that dragon-seeking cannon, the strength will improve even further. Dealing with the division leader is enough." Liu Zhengyan patted him on the shoulder with relief. "You truly are the excellent son-in-law I recognize." It truly didn't disappoint me. He turned his head to look at Zhu Jiansheng. Disdainful tone. "You despicable scoundrel! How dare he think he is worthy to marry my daughter? My Liu family wants someone with such backbone as Fang Chen. You don't even deserve to support the equation. Get lost." 10 days later, come take a head. Zhu Jiansheng was furious with embarrassment. Gritting his teeth, he said, But, Liu Zhenyan, you brought this upon yourself. 10 days later, can't see the head of the division leader. I want your head, and you have the equation. When you return empty-handed, I see what face you have to face the Liu family. Speak up. Left in anger, Fang Cheng clenched his fist. 10 days. Time is quite tight. At this moment, Liu Zhengyan patted his shoulder and said, "Relax. Fan Tan Tan Chu. Of course it's me who will slay. Just stay home and accompany Ruzu well." It turns out he had the same choice in his heart as the equation. No equation was born. He would also firmly refuse. Moreover, this kind of dangerous work, where are the younger generation stepping in? As the head of the family, he remained indifferent, drove everyone away. The Liu family members all felt a sense of crisis. Everyone began to practice their skills. Only the equation is an exception. He has already broken through to the 8th level of training. It will be difficult to break through for a while. Wants to enhance strength. Only the martial arts techniques. He took out the Royal Level Advanced Cultivation Technique book. 7-star sword technique. This is a swordsmanship technique of the highest level throughout. Very clever. And he is now. What's missing the most is a sword. Thinking of this, he pulled out the reedy wood he obtained from the auction under the bed. The art of Tei Soul technique states, Lei Wen Lingmu is a high-quality material for crafting magical tools. No need to master the way of magical tools. It can also be transformed into a natural magical tool. The equation murmurs. Pick up the small knife and carve bit by bit. Half a day later, a seemingly dark object, the extremely crude wooden sword, was held in Fang Cheng's hand. This is a magical tool. Fang Cheng scratched his head. Try swinging a few swords at the air. But it did not convey the appearance of the water ritual tools. It is said that once the magical artifact is unleashed, will unleash special abilities. This wooden sword. There was no response at all. He is unwilling to accept it. He tried to gently poke his little arm with the sword. Result, touching moment, a bolt of lightning shot out from the wooden sword, hit on the square arm. In an instant, he was completely stunned by the electricity. Limbs stiffened. The body cannot move. It took a while to recover. The heart was struck by an electric current. My heart raced uncontrollably. He gasped for breath continuously. This thunder and lightning. He finally knows. What is a natural magical tool? Severely struck by lightning. This thunder-patterned tomb contains a trace of thunder power. The attack target is on the enemy. Can paralyze the opponent's body. This is a weapon for killing enemies. Fang Zheng immediately realized its wonderful use. Could not help but feel overjoyed. Immediately followed the 7-star sword technique. Start cultivating. This sword technique is divided into 3 levels, upper, middle, and lower. The first layer is the Lonely Star Warehouse. The second layer is Sanxing Jieyu. The third layer is the 7 stars pointing north. One is more powerful than the other, especially the last move, the explosive power of a lethal strike. Even the Chu and Tai can be cut through. And just like understanding the heart's method, he began to practice the sword technique. There are no bottlenecks at all. Except for the last layer, I put in some effort. The entire sword technique book has no difficulty. 3 days later, mastery of swordsmanship. Meanwhile, practicing swordsmanship in broad daylight. I didn't neglect my evening meditation practice. With the collaboration of the exceptional Lion Ki, successfully refined to the 8th level of perfection. All that's needed is a fierce and exhilarating battle. Just gaze sharply. Successfully broke through the 9th layer. Xiao Chen, good news. The dragon path of the lonely boat city has opened. Liu Ruxu came happily to share the good news. Shen Longdao. Fang Chen was slightly startled. This is King Yun sect in every city, establishing trial locations. It is not only rich in spiritual energy, very suitable for cultivation. More importantly, you can fight against various projections within it. These projections, all the outstanding talents of King Yun sect in their youth, the projection will showcase various techniques, show the strongest state, because it's just a projection, without causing harm to the trial taker. It can also enhance the combat abilities of the challengers. Originally, it was opened once every 10 years. The extermination of the remnants of the blood-floating palace is imminent. Just make an exception and start. Let's hurry over. What Fang Chen lacks the most right now isn't it just practical combat. Shen Longdao is a building, a winding stone staircase, extending from the first level to the highest level. Many have already stood on the stone steps, intensely showcasing martial arts in the air. Liu Ruxu said, Xiao Chen, on each stone step, there will always be a projection. Only by defeating can only move up one level. It is said that those who perform exceptionally well, there will be a reward. Reward? Fang Chen didn't care. He just wants to have a big battle as soon as possible. So, step onto the first level immediately. I am not surprised. As soon as the footsteps landed, suddenly everything went dark. Appeared on an open plain, a projection of an 18-year-old boy, slowly appearing. Lai Zijing, fifth layer of Kai training. Please advise. That is to say, the threshold is the fifth layer. Fang Chen nodded. Decisive action. With a gentle punch, it shattered. No difficulty at all. Fang Chen quickly ascended the second step. Huang Dai Tiger perfected the fifth level of Kai training. Please advise. Still a punch. Chen Yuanqing. Level 6 of Kai cultivation. Please advise. Still a punch. Yuan Zhangdao. Completion of the sixth layer of Kai training. Please advise. Fang Chen almost punched a hole in the wall. The footsteps hardly ever stopped, as if walking, until he defeated the eighth level of Kai refinement. The footsteps finally slowed down. Just a glance upwards. Uncontrollably choked up. Saw it in front of oneself. It turns out to be Liu Ruyan. He was drenched in sweat, swinging fiercely at the air. It is evident that this projection has reached the eighth level of Kai training. Caused him quite a bit of trouble. It's understandable to think that way. These projections. But they are the pride of the King Yun sect, the cultivation method practiced. Could it be that the Liu family is of such low royal status? Despite Liu Ruyan's cultivation reaching the ninth level of Kai refinement, can encounter someone at the eighth level of Kai refinement. The gap in martial arts skills becomes apparent. Complete mastery of the eighth level of Kai cultivation. Is it that difficult? Fang Chen pondered as he stepped up. A tall girl suddenly appeared before me. Her beauty is unparalleled. Isn't she the girl in purple we met at the Lord's residence? What was that fairy called, Liu? Fang Chen still remembers. The other party gave her a purple token. I still don't know what the token is for. However, the projection before me. Clearly, this is the young girl in purple. There's quite an age difference. Liu Qingxian. Full mastery of the eighth layer of Kai training. Please advise. Yan Bai. Draw a purple arrow. Unleash a dazzling display of archery skills. Fang Chen immediately drew his arrow in response. Although her archery skills are remarkable, but my 7-star arrow technique is even better. just 3 rounds. Just knocked her longsword away. As the darkness before me recedes, Fang Chen succeeded. Tilted my head to take a look, discovering that Liu Ryan is still gritting her teeth to hold on, caught in a bitter battle. Immediately after that, Fang Chen stepped onto the 9th step. A handsome young man appeared. Chen Zhendao, cultivating Kai to the 9th level. Please advise. On the other side, in the clouds above the Chen family, Liu Qingxian frowned. Uncle Chen, is he really protecting that 3-star soul master? I've been watching him for 4 days. Chen Xiling also went around the various properties of the Chen family, never interacted with strangers at all. This made Chen Zhendao doubt his own judgment. Am I just being paranoid? He touched his nose. Liu Qingxian sighed. This soul master from the 3 stars is indeed hard to find. But, Mo Dai, Liu Qingxian suddenly stood up, looked in surprise towards Shenlong Dao. Someone broke my head shadow in the Xinglong path. Chen Zhendao chuckled. What's so surprising about this? That was just your profile when you were 18. Liu Qingxian exclaimed in surprise. However, this person defeated me in 3 moves. But Chen Jingdao looked astonished. Even at 18, Liu Qingxian. Strength should not be underestimated. He pondered for a moment. Did you misinterpret it? It's the one with the 9-grade spiritual root in the city. It seems I've only reached the 7th level. 3 moves to defeat you is very unrealistic. Xinglong Road is only open to young people. There's no reason for such an impressive young person. Liu Qingxian pondered for a moment, uncertain. Maybe. After all, people of the same age group. 3 moves to defeat the daughter of the sect leader. That's a bit exaggerated, isn't it? It is very likely an illusion. However, not long after, Chen Zhendao was under surveillance. He quickly stood up. The directory looked in surprise at Shen Longdao. What's wrong? Uncle Chen. Such a big reaction. Scared Liu Qingxian. Chen Zhendao had a look of surprise and suspicion. My projection has also failed. The other party only used 10 moves. Liu Qingxian was even more surprised than him. No way. What period were you in? But he is known as the #1 genius within the Qingyan sect. Invincible in the era. Chen Zhengdao's 8-kin spiritual root. This is no joke. With the resource tilt from the Tianji Pavilion. So at the age of 18, not to mention, no one is invincible within the entire Tianji Pavilion, at least within the Qingyan sect. Invincible in the world. His projection was broken. Isn't it said? A more dazzling prodigy was born than him. You stay to continue monitoring. I'll go see what kind of creature it is. Chen Zhendao left Liu Qingxian. Rush over quickly. I will go too. This place, Gaju City, is too eerie. Liu Qingxian gritted her teeth, full of defiance. Mingming is a remote little place. Popping out a 9th-grade spiritual root is already enough. Just when the lonely boat city collided with the massive red jade. But how did a 3-star soul master appear? The soul master was not found. Another extraordinary prodigy has emerged. What does the lonely boat in the city want to do? Are you ready to ascend to the heavens? He quickly drove the blue giant eagle, flying away. At this moment, Fang Chen had already stepped onto the 10th step. Yan Tianju, complete mastery of the 9 layers of Kai refinement. Please give me your guidance. Once they engaged, Fang Chen suddenly felt a tremendous pressure. But this is better. He gave it his all, even used the lightning attribute of the wooden sword. Even so, they have exchanged blows for hundreds of rounds. Barely passed through the challenges. looking at the 11th floor above. Exhausted Fang Chen returned the same way. Go further up. It's the stationed machine realm. Facing the perfection of the 9th layer of Chi refinement, he felt exhausted. Let alone the stationed machine realm. There's no need to force it. He should go back and meditate properly now, while the spiritual energy has solidified. Break through to the 9th layer of Chi refinement in one go. There's a chance to try again. On the way back, Liu Ryan is still entangled with the projection of the 8th layer of Chi refinement. Difficult to resolve and hard to part. Burly Ruxu surprisingly defeated the 5th layer of Chi refinement and the perfected 5th layer. A fierce battle with a 6th layer Chi refinement expert. Fang Chen felt immensely relieved. Did not disturb him. Leave the Shenglong Road. Then they arrived at the Chen family. Tonight he will be able to break through to the 9th layer of Chi refinement. It's time to prepare for the stationed aircraft. And any cultivator stationed at the machine. Everything revolves around a single desire. Pig Dan. This is a second-grade elixir. Currently, only the soul master from Qingyan sect can refine it. There are almost no sales in the market. Yo, it is also circulating in the black market. Ah, why are you here? At first glance, it was Fang Chen, dressed in thick layers. Chen Xiling hurriedly pulled him into her room. Looking at the exquisite woman's room, Fang Chen felt a bit unnatural. This is the first time entering a woman's boudoir. However, he quickly woke up from Chen Xiling's words. Someone is looking for me. Fang Chen was deeply shocked. Regardless of whether the other party is good or evil, he cannot reveal his identity, because he is still too weak right now. No background at all, yet possesses a talent that everyone covets. Once discovered, the consequences are unimaginable. In that case, Shenpin Lion Enterprise will probably have to suspend operations for a while. Fang Chen pondered. But like this, it will affect the Chen family's business. He promised back then, will continuously supply high-quality refining enterprises. Chen Xiling was anxious. Why are you meddling in my family's business? It's important for you to save yourself first. Never come back again. Seeing how much he cares about me, Fang Chen felt rather guilty instead. Let's do it this way. Do you have materials for making a butter dan? I will refine some more now. From then on, the Chen family relied on him to continue attracting customers. Wait for the storm to pass. I will continue refining high-quality elixirs. Peak Dan. Chen Xiling was taken aback. However, this elixir recipe is unique to the Qingyan sect. Fang Chen smiled gently. What's so difficult about this? Not long after, the alchemy room of the Chen family was filled with the rich aroma of elixirs. Soaring into the sky, Chen Zhengdao and Liu Qingshan rushed to Xinglong Road, missed the target, arrived a step late. This person even successfully defeated Yan Tianju. That was our Tianji Pavilion master in his youth. Chen Zhengdao chattered endlessly. Liu Qingxian was also horrified. Just defeat him, and Chen Zhengdao will be done for. Even Yan Tianju was defeated by him. Yan Tianju is a super master ranked among the top 10 experts of the continent. He has been defeated. Where on earth did this challenger come from? They inquired from various sources. In the end, it was all in vain. And realm. Liu Qingxian accidentally discovered. A strange cloud gathered above the Chen family's home. Uncle Chen, what is that? Chen Zhengdao looked up. Golden face. It is dancing. High-quality dancing. Someone is refining medicine at the Chen family. Both of them thought of the same person at the same time. 3-star soul master. They decisively boarded the giant eagle. Ran away frantically. Meanwhile, Fang Chen refined 20 low-grade but pills in one breath, placed in front of Chen Silin. I left some. Take these and sell them. Chen Silin was pleasantly surprised. The allure of butt Dan is more captivating than top-grade lacquer. After all, many people practice their whole lives. Finally reached the 9th level of artifact refining, but is troubled by not having a buttock pill. Now there is a bowl placed in front. They are willing to buy it for any price. Once the foundation is laid, the status has changed dramatically, and a full 20 pieces. Selling one piece a day can completely maintain the reputation of the Chen family. How should I give it to you? The previous refining liquid has also sold out. The money is due to you now. Chen Silin bent down to take the money. Fang Chen waved his hand. Not needed for now. Just leave it there with you. I feel like I've been at the Chen family for too long. Not very safe. He hurriedly said goodbye. Chen Silin felt quite pleased. The gaze lingered on Fang Chen's departing figure. Do you not? So he trusts me this much. Not long after Fang Chen left, Shen Jingdao and Liu Qingshan had become the giant sculpture's descent. They no longer hide it. Directly asked, "That soul master from the 3 stars?" Chen Silin continued to speak honestly. Just left. Chen Jingdao saw the buttocks of Dan beside him, immediately stepped forward and picked up a bottle to sniff it. Pete Dan, his pupils constricted. Excellent quality. Indeed, it comes from the hands of a 3-star soul master. Liu Qingxian is about to go crazy. Stamping his feet, he said, "Where is the skill in this?" He arrived just after we left. As soon as we arrived, he left again. Who is really watching whom? This stomp. The giant sculpture beneath my feet turned its head in pain, revealed innocent big eyes filled with tears. If you're angry, go find that Sang-Sing soul master. Why are you teasing me? I am just a passing little bird, looking at the incredibly beautiful daughter of the Qingyan sect master, looking like they are about to go crazy. Chen Silin couldn't help but feel anxious for Fang Chen. Fang Chen, oh Fang Chen, don't let this young lady find you. Otherwise, she will give you a serious beating. Chen Jingdao has also become exasperated. I can only say, our luck is really bad. It's truly a missed opportunity for a prodigy. The soul master of the 3 stars also missed out. All right then. I am on guard here. You go guard the Longdao. Always able to catch one. Liu Qingxian felt very regretful in her heart. If I had just squatted here earlier, we will definitely drag this 3-star soul master out. So he immediately agreed. The two once again flew into the sky on the giant eagle. Chen Silin's forehead was covered in black lines. All right. Surveillance right in front of me. They don't hide anything at all. Return to the Liu manor. Fang Chen took advantage of the intense battle. The spiritual power within has solidified. Quickly gulp down a bottle of top-grade Kai refining liquid. Begin sitting cross-legged in meditation. Not long after, a tremor coursed through his body. The surface of the body overflows with rich spiritual energy. Suddenly reached the 9th level of Kai refinement. Feeling the spiritual energy within me has more than doubled. Fang Chen is confident. I can spar with the assist projection on the 11th floor for a few rounds now. Suddenly, there was a hurried knock at the door from the butler. Fang Chen puzzledly opened the door, looking at the breathless butler Zhang. Surprised, he wrote, "What happened?" Zhang Guanjia couldn't catch his breath. Doubt. City Lord, the nobleman's daughter. Miss Ye Kingsu has arrived. Ye Kingsu, isn't that Liu Ruyan's close friend? 3 years ago, I went abroad for further studies. suddenly came to the Liu family. It should be looking for Liu Ryan. Fang Chen picked up the pen and wrote. Is Liu Ryan not back yet? Steward Zhang urged anxiously. Missy didn't reply. The master and his wife. Other clan members have also gone out to gather news about the continuation of the work. No one is home. I can only ask you to host her. No wonder we found her. Fang Chen. Fang Chen felt a bit resistant. In memory, Yi Kingsu is influenced by Liu Ryan. I don't have any good feelings towards her either. Usually when we meet, it's all cold and distant. Never had a good expression. There is really no one left in the Qi family. There's no way. I could only brace myself and head to the lobby. Yi Kingsu wore a long silk moon-white robe. The flowing sleeves are embroidered with delicate gold and silk butterflies. Her long black hair flowed smoothly down her back. A graceful and slender figure under the soft, long garment. It also reveals an enticing silhouette. A delicate face with a rosy glow. Cold yet noble. I saw Fang Chen coming. A look of unfamiliarity appeared on their face. Already, after all, she rarely sees Fang Chen. And she has been gone for 3 years. Fang Chen's appearance has changed a bit. She picked up the pen. Start writing. I saw her picking up the pen. Night is clear, snow is hazy. No need to write it. You are Fang Chen. It's that mute person, even though we rarely meet. But the name Fang Chen, it has appeared countless times by her ear. Almost every time we meet, Liu Ruoyan always complains about Fang Chen, complaining that she is a mute, complaining that she lacks a spiritual root, complaining about his shameless pursuit to marry her. Yi Kingsu felt like her ears were about to develop calluses. To this person I've never encountered before. There is also a negative impression formed at first glance. Fang Chen quickly finished writing a line. Liu Ryan is on the Xinglong Road. Uncle Liu and Aunt Liu are also busy outside. I had someone make tea for you. It turns out Liu Ruyan is not home. Yi Kingsu felt disappointed. Get up and speak. No need to trouble yourself. Liu Ruyan told her when she returned. Go to the Lord's mansion to find me. I would like to ask her for help. Fang Chen nodded. Why let out a small sigh. She also didn't know how to host Liu Ryan's friend. Excessively indifferent, excessive enthusiasm. It seems that things are not going well. At this moment, Zhang Guanjia suddenly rushed back in a fluster. There's a cut on the forehead, flowing blood uncontrollably. Young Master Fang, it's bad. The head of the Qin family burst into our home with the clan members. Fight anyone you see. Grab whatever you see. You should go over and take a look. What? Fang Chen was taken aback. The head of the Qin family has come this time. Without a doubt, they came to demand the 300,000 taels of silver that Lu Zheng owed. But he just wants money. Why hit someone? He picked up the wooden sword from the table. Morning and night, clear skies and snow clasping hands. Immediately rush to the front yard. Yi Kingsu shook her head slightly. Jen let Liu Ruyan speak the truth. This Fang Chen is not only mute, still a wooden lump, not sharp at all. The Qin family has come with their entire clan. What can someone without any cultivation do by rushing over? Are you sending someone to their death? Urgent matter. Quickly notify the Liu family members to come back. Or else, he is a bit smarter. I can ask for it too. Sigh. He helplessly moved the curtain. Forget it. Since we met, just help Liu Ruyan this once. Front yard. Qin family young master. A hand from an old woman's grasp snatched a 3-year-old child from the Liu family, ignoring his frightened flailing and cries. holding one of his feet, spilled in mid-air. Disgusted too. The architecture of the Liu family is all the same. Just looking at it makes people annoyed. Saying this, he casually threw it into a corner, and there, it just happens to be the place where people boil water. The maid and the servants screamed in fright, leaped forward to catch it, but because we are too far apart, it's already too late. When the equation arrived, just happened to see this scene. Instantly, the pupils constricted. He didn't think twice. With a push of both legs, rushing over like the wind and lightning. It seems like it's too late. He threw the wooden sword in his hand. The wooden sword accurately pierced through the child's hood. The child was taken away along with their clothes to a distant place, barely dodging a surge of boiling water beneath. He rushed forward to check, confirm the child is fine. Unconsciously, he drew his wooden sword and coldly stared at the Qin family young master. I am unable to assist with that. No child is spared. What does your Qin family do? It seems they also know they almost caused a death. The young master of the Qin family felt a moment of insecurity when recognizing relatives is an equation. Then they became angry again. So it was you. My father has been humiliated by you several times. Today I found you. Come here, everyone. Several members of the Qin family immediately gathered around. The night snow arrived in the front yard. I intended to stop the Qin family's atrocities, but looking at the sword just thrown by Fang Cheng, uncontrollably lost in thought. Was that sword a coincidence? He is unsure about arriving. So far apart, able to hit without a scratch. The child's clothes and hat falling, without harming a single hair on the child's head. This is something only a master of swordsmanship can achieve. Qi Fengcheng is clearly an unskilled person. Could it be that the equation was misunderstood in the past? He wanted to make an appearance. Stepped back again, hidden behind the door, silently observing the equation. Young master, this kind of trash. I can handle it by myself. A young man from the Qin family at the third level of Kai training waved the large knife in hand, charging over while shouting, "Wait a moment." Qin family young master reminds. It's already late. A lunge in the equation. A casual punch landed on this person's abdomen. The young master of the Qin family felt. A crushing distance collides forward. No suspense. He was knocked back by a punch. Outrageous. Searching for things elsewhere. Qin Chang, Qin Chang. Qin Chang, Qin Chang. Qin Chang. The Qin family members are coming in full force. Gathering departure. Fang Zheng was expressionless. With the wooden sword in hand, he charged into the Qin family members. He was all alone. Dare to stand against the entire Qin family? Qin Changsheng was infuriated by shame. This is completely disregarding the Qin family. Let's go together. Even an elephant is afraid of a swarm of ants, not to mention a mere equation. The Qin family members spoke with great fervor. He could also drown him. The equation remains fearless. The wooden sword was swung instantly. Lonely star in the warehouse. 3 stars shine on the moon. Each sword is mightier than the last. Though it is a wooden sword, Qin Changsheng travels on a stormy road. On the small tree, I won't spare you. He has reached the perfect realm of the 8th layer of Kai training, separated from the clan. Rush over quickly. In his hand, he held an iron sword with a fierce slash. However, just a glance. The sword was knocked away by the equation. A sword pierced through his chest. Blood gushed out instantly. The master is injured. Hurry up, hurry up! The Qin family members were panicking, hastily carrying Qin Changsheng away. Fang Cheng relentlessly pursued, continuously drove them out of the Liu residence. Ensure that not a single member of the Qin family is unscathed. Seeing my clan in such a dire state, Qin Chang's eyes rolled back in anger. Equation. Oh, you wait for me. Wait a moment. I am the old master of the Qin family, a soul master. They will be back soon. At that time, this is your end. A true soul master, placed in any city, they are all exceptional individuals, is the lord of Gozhu city. Meeting a devoted soul master also needs to be worshipped. If he gets angry, the mountains and rivers are bound to change color. How is the blood flow? Soul master, Fang Chen shrugged. Let him come. Return to the courtyard. He instructed the maids and servants to clean up the messy scene. Once they looked down on equations. Every atmosphere of reverence dared not to breathe. All obediently followed the orders. This battle, Fang Chen relies on his own strength. The battle against the entire Qin family. What unparalleled power is this? What an extraordinary sight! Yi Qingsu hidden behind the door. She walked out with bright eyes, as if discovering a treasure. Exclaimed in amazement, Fang Gongzi, you really are deep and hidden. The equation just demonstrated the realm of practicing the eighth layer. The swordsmanship still retains the most powerful ritual yet to be performed. I haven't used my full strength yet. He wrote calmly, overpraised. I still need to clean. Inconvenient to host. Miss Yi, please feel free. Speaking, they also helped clean up the scene. Yi Qingsu was feeling a bit unhappy. The proud daughter of the city lord. Talk to him. He still pretended not to care. Could it be that you think you have some skills? Just wag your tail. He feels it is necessary to let the equation know. What does it mean to be humble and low-key? Fang Gongzi, I see that your swordsmanship seems to be lacking a bit. Just right. I am from a master of swordsmanship. Can I give you some guidance? Point me. Fang Chen pondered for a moment. Happily agreed. Yi Qingsu's talent is no worse than Liu Ryan's. Training outside again. The skill must be very strong. Is a worthy opponent to fully compete with. He drew the wooden sword, made a gesture of invitation. Yi Qingsu felt secretly pleased. Smelly brat, watch how I teach you a lesson. Yan Bai, draw light sword. He displayed magnificent swordsmanship. At the same time, it revealed the realm of Kai refinement, ninth layer. Fang Cheng instantly became serious. Dare not hide one's strength. Immediately erupted with the cultivation of the ninth layer of Kai refining. At the same time, they unleashed without reservation. The strongest sword, 7 stars facing north. The two swords clashed. Yi Qingsu instantly felt an incredibly powerful sword technique. The sword in his hand flew out of his grip. The sword's edge of the equation easily broke through his chest defense, pressed against his throat. Fang Cheng was stunned. That's it. Yi Qingsu also pressed hard. I lost. One move. Just one move. Wait a moment. I wasn't prepared just now. Start over. Yi Qingsu spoke kindly. She feels. I can't possibly lose this quickly. So straightforward and decisive. Not inferior to Liu Ryan's talent. After 3 years of learning, I return. Just one move and Zio from the Liu family will kneel. No one would believe it if I told them. It could only be that I was too careless. This is how the equation was solved. Fang Zhen nodded immediately. He also felt that Yi Qingsu lost too quickly. It seems it's not as good as reaching the 8th level of Kai training perfection. Where is the projection called Liu Qingxian? It should be that he didn't give it his all. Yi Kingsu embraced an attitude of redeeming past shame, fully focused. Be careful. Chasing star swordsmanship. He twisted his wrist. The swordsmanship is dazzling. Its power is more than double that of just now. Fang Cheng Yi makes a full effort. The 7 stars point north. Asterisk, bang, asterisk. 2 swords crossed. The familiar distance returns once again. Yi Kinzu still couldn't grasp the sword. The long sword flew out of hand. Immediately after that, the wooden sword pressed against the throat. Yi Kinzu's cheek. It turned red at a speed visible to the naked eye. One move. Another move. If I just said I was careless. This time it's not like that, right? The result is obvious. The power of the equation far exceeds oneself. Thinking about how I brazenly claimed I could advise him. The face turned even redder. I wish I could find a place to hide. The little shrimp defeated in one move. To point out a master of swordsmanship far beyond oneself. Oh my goodness! It's not that embarrassing. Fang Cheng gradually understood. This is the true strength of Yi Kingsu. He also sensed Yi Kingsu's embarrassment. She wrote as she sheathed her sword. Ayanan, be a bit stronger. Despise not doing the math. Yan Bai silently returned to help the servants pack up, listening to the steps that Fang Cheng found for him. Yi Kinzu felt an inexplicable heaviness in her heart, thinking of the equation with reckless abandon, a scene with the Liu family's child. Watching his silhouette, I increasingly feel that there is a discrepancy with the description of Liu Ryan. Mingming is a very kind and considerate person. Why does Liu Ryan always speak ill of him? His impression of the equation, a 180-degree change. The true equation. He is an exceptionally skilled master who keeps a low profile. Among peers, definitely one of the top talents in Judu Ishiguju City. His character is also quite good. Modai recalled the purpose of coming to find Liu Ru Yan. A bright light appeared before me. Dao, the remnants of the Blood Palace pose a threat. I'm back this time. I also want to ease my father's worries. So they plan to form a secret guard. Be ready to deal with the remnants of the Blood Palace that appear. Do you want to join? As soon as these words were spoken, the equation has captured my heart. I want to kill the leader of the blood-floating palace branch. Besides strength, we also need to know the movements of the remnants of the blood-floating palace. Otherwise, cannot find the branch forum administrator. What can he do about it? And the Lord's mansion. Clearly better than an individual, better able to gather information on the blood-floating palace. Giant Fang's silence was palpable. Yi Kingsu thought that Fang Cheng was weighing the pros and cons. Dao, don't worry. I won't let you help me for nothing. As long as you achieve merit, you can come to the library in my lord's mansion to choose books. Books? Equation of heartbeat. Although I have 2 royal-level advanced techniques and mental methods. But in other aspects. But there isn't a single one. And the Lord's mansion. It is definitely the place with the richest collection of books in Giju City. He nodded. Hand it over to the equation. The mask reveals only the facial features. A number 1 was carved on the forehead. Representative. This is position 1. And your identity as Shadow 1. Only I know. I will never tell anyone. Yi Kingsu added. The equation feels more assured now. Take off the mask. Hugged tightly. Picking up the pen, I wrote. What should the shadow specifically do? Night on the snowy path. Doing nothing. Waiting for information. If the remnants of the Blood Palace are discovered, there will be signal smoke rising into the sky. Just make sure you arrive on time. This is better. If it's the Dark Division's routine patrol, that would delay my cultivation too much. Additionally, my shadow only recruits the talented. The higher the ranking, the stronger the power, and you are my favorite shadow. Next is Liu Ruyan. Since you are the #1 shadow position, this mask from position 2, you hand it to him from me. You both come to the Lord's Manor tomorrow, because I will recruit a few more shadow positions. Gather you all together, give you some resource support. Fang Di nodded, received the mask for shadow position 2. So, Yi Kingsu left with great satisfaction. Almost as soon as she left, Pu Jiao, Liu Ruyan, and Liu Ruzu, just supporting each other, returned exhausted. Equation: when did you run back? Liu Ruyan lay on the stone table, drank several cups of tea in big gulps. Never forget to criticize. What a great opportunity to travel the dragon path. You actually don't cherish it well. Fang Zhen froze for a moment. Why didn't I cherish it properly? She wrote, has already challenged to, at a point where no further challenges can be faced. Can only withdraw. Go further up, but it's just stationed here. Given her attainment of the 8th level of perfection at that time, going up was quite a struggle. Liu Ryan couldn't help but purse her lips. Desire is hard to fight against. Don't understand? Liu Ruxu couldn't help but join in the blame. Yes, younger sister has also been stuck on the 8th floor for a long time, but after one trial after another, she gradually became stronger, finally succeeded in breaking through the challenge. How long have you been up there? I can no longer see your shadow. Fang Zheng touched his nose. Is it possible? It's because my strength is too great. Quickly completed the challenge that met the standard. But there's no need to discuss these things. She took out the No. 2 shadow mask. Hand it over to Liu Ryan. Wrote, the night of the snow girl has arrived. Let me pass this on to you. Shadow position. She's really going to form it. She had been planning this for 3 years. He also said he would definitely invite me to be the #1 shadow. Liu Ruyan was overjoyed with the outcome. But to his surprise, there was a carving of the #2 on his forehead. I couldn't help but be stunned. What is the second shadow position? Who did she give #1 to? Is there anyone in the city more exceptional than me? It's impossible. She repeatedly looked but wouldn't listen. A face full of disbelief, when it was learned that all the shadow positions would meet tomorrow. Uncontrollably, the phoenix eyes become calm. All right, I want to see. Why does that #1 get to be in front of me? The equation is speechless. Is it necessary to be so competitive? She shrugged and went back to continue her training. Liu Ruyan watched her leave. The lips moved slightly, hesitating to speak. Ultimately, with the encouragement of Liu Ruxu, that equation. Can I borrow some money from you? I heard that the Chen family has developed a new elixir, named But Dan. It is used to stimulate. Only one is auctioned each day. The price will definitely be very high. So Fang King didn't even think about it. Directly lift the pen. No way. Such a straightforward rejection, causing Liu Ruyan's face to burn with embarrassment. Lips gently pressed together. Quite awkward. Liu Ruxu couldn't help but plead. Xiao Chen, my younger sister wants to prepare before the elder from Qingyun sect arrives. Breakthrough assistance mirror, so that the elder would glance at her. Just help her out. The equation remains unwavering. Directly pulled out all the banknotes from his pocket. Wrote down, how much do you want? Borrowing money is the same, but the treatment the two received. It's a world of difference. This allowed Liu Ruyan to successfully borrow money. I can't feel happy at all. Am I really in the equation's heart? Is it really that much worse than Liu Ruxu? Stubborn her, reached deep into the collar. He took out a thumb-sized jade bead still warm to the touch. Liu Ryan bit her red lips. Hand it over to the equation. Da, take it. I won't borrow your money for nothing. The surprising result of the equation. Feeling the warmth of her skin. Unintentionally, I glanced at Liu Ryan's ample chest. Then she quickly opened her eyes, pretending as if nothing happened. What is this? Liu Ruyan stared at Yuzhu, full of reluctance. This is when I was born. A wise man passed by the Liu family. Look at my clear bones. For you. He said there was a technique hidden inside. Unfortunately, we have never been able to crack it. Now put it here as collateral. When I return the money to you, give it back to me again. You mustn't lose it. But Fang Jian has indeed mentioned it behind closed doors. It is said that 18 years ago, when Liu Ryan was born, a rainbow stretched across the delivery room. Astonishing imagination. This item is so precious to you. I can't afford to lose it. No need for a deposit. Take it back, Liu Ruyan stubbornly said, relying on the time that does not come. Don't think I owe you any favors. HMPH. He picked out 2 million from a pile of banknotes. I will definitely pay you back later. After saying that, he stormed off angrily. Fang Zhen looked utterly perplexed. What did I do to offend him? Liu Ruxu gazed at her sister's silhouette. Yo-yo a little. Yo-yo a little.